On a warm summer evening, I sat with my family on the cushion-deprived but nevertheless faultless couches of the Lazy Man cabin at Milford House, a getaway in the Annapolis Valley. We relied on a question starter app on one of our phones to pass the time. If you opened up your fridge, seeing what item would make you the most happy? Coltrane offers up an apple. In that moment, I am struck by the perfection of the answer, an apple. We find ourselves in Nova Scotia. This is the first Canadian province where apples were cultivated. They were introduced by our Acadian ancestors around 1633 and stewarded by Mi'kmaq people living in what is now known as Annapolis and Kings counties. That means we have 390 years of experience growing apples, and we have a lot to learn. I only truly discovered apples after reading Helen Humphrey's The Ghost Orchard, which explores the history of the apple in North America. And because at Dalhousie we find ourselves in the apple's original Canadian stomping grounds, and because Humphreys can deploy words that haunt, you must read The Ghost Orchard. Although the book might seem like it is about apples, it is actually, or perhaps also, about how we capture and shape our memories and histories, how we honor what is gone but nevertheless lingers. And it's about how we respect that history by carrying it within us while embracing what is possible and knowing that new things will inevitably emerge. History shapes but does not constrain our futures. Let me share with you the first line from the first chapter. What makes apples so interesting is that, like human beings, they are individuals, and their history has paralleled our history. And Humphreys challenges us with a seemingly impossible project. There must be a way to describe, simply and beautifully, the taste of an apple. I want to speak first of the story of the apple, and then let's talk about how to describe simply and beautifully its taste. And if it's not obvious yet, I'm not talking only about apples, I'm talking also about Dalhousie. Sean Miles is Dalhousie's University Research Chair in Agriculture Genetic Diversity. He also has an apple biodiversity collection in the Annapolis Valley. His work allows us to study how apples past can assist us in managing our food supply into the future, and if food sustainability doesn't keep you up at night, it should. This is how the New York Times described Sean's work. Creating the apple biodiversity collection was a painstaking 6-year process. It involved planting 4,000 little trees, ripping them up year after year, preserving them in moist sawdust in a giant fridge during the winter, replanting them during the next summer, and then waiting for them to mature. Dr. Miles and his colleagues affixed labels with names to every tree and waited. Think about the effort and commitment. Planting and preserving, replanting and labeling and waiting. No fast results, no easy publications, no perfect solutions. This is the focus and care required so that if you're a student at Dalhousie, you can bite into one of those Annapolis Valley apples in your dining hall. Or if you're a graduate of Dalhousie, you can build your life around those apples, like Brian Lee, a graduate of our Bachelor of Engineering program, who brings us ciders from the Annapolis Valley apples, or first-generation farmer and alum Sebastian Marguerite, who invites us to pick apples at his Vista Bella farm. Now let's describe simply and beautifully the taste of an apple. The sweetness of the first bite is tempered by secondary tartness or tanginess, hints of cinnamon, pear, honey, butter, custard, or even pineapple. In the busyness of life, we sometimes mistakenly eat an apple without appreciating it. This is our loss, and I hope that after these installation marks, you never again eat an apple without pausing first. As we enter our next phase together at Dalhousie, I want to mark the moment by exploring more deeply 3 tastes or themes: people, place, and purpose. Let's center our people. Every student, staff, and faculty member at Dalhousie belongs. We are and need to intentionally work at being a community of people who care about each other. I appreciate that what follows might sound aspirational, but let's close the gap. At Dalhousie, we see your hard work. We're grateful for it because we know that each of you makes a difference in the lives of our students, the ones that are here to graduate and pursue extraordinary careers and the advancement of knowledge and understanding. Whether you ensure that our systems integrate, our classrooms are clean, our students cross the stage at graduation, or our research has impact. We believe in your talent and we nurture it. We haven't always done that, and there have been explanations, but no excuses. COVID, leadership changes, different focal points, cynicism, frustration, burnout, workload, isolation, impatience, intolerance, and exhaustion. But a great university has only one thing that truly matters: people. We haven't always included all the people that we needed with us on this journey. We need first-generation students, meaningful engagements with African Nova Scotian colleagues, the insights and perspectives of people who are new arrivals to the province, and private, public, and nonprofit sector allies. We want to be part of the lives of people who are keen to and upskill. We want our alumni to believe in the difference we make and to see that the time they spend with us has helped them become who they are. And honestly, if you want to make great things happen in the world, then you are part of the Dalhousie community, and I, and also Tim Maloney, have got a sweatshirt for you. There is a feeling when you pick an apple from a tree and you look at it and appreciate its unique shape and hue, and you run your thumb over the skin to feel the texture in search of soft spots or scabs. And then, because you cannot delay gratification any longer, you crunch with sonic delight into that apple. And that moment of sustenance and joy, to me, that is like knowing you're making a difference in the lives of other people. And that is what we get to do at Dalhousie every day. Second, let's talk about the theme of place. We aren't a university in Melbourne or Bangkok or Nairobi or Savannah. We are core to Nova Scotia, with footprints in Halifax and Truro and Yarmouth, and with partnerships in Sydney and across the Bay of Fundy and St. John. Here in Nova Scotia, we are known for high tides, shipwrecks, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, whales, and enthusiasm for immigration, blueberry surfing, live music, a burgeoning culture and food scene, the ability to walk down the street and to run into our premier or your mayor, vital commercial ports, a rapidly expanding technology sector, urban gardens, signature architecture, and a ridiculous number of festivals celebrating everything from our Lebanese connections to our penchant for busking to our maritime history to oysters. And this is a place that is known for Dalhousie. It was always worth calling Nova Scotia home, but today the story becomes even more powerful. From 2016 to 2021, apple acreage decreased slightly across Canada, but it increased by 11.5% in Nova Scotia, and thank goodness, because we have a goal to grow our population to 2 million people by 2060, and Halifax plans to hit 1 million people 10 years before that. This was once a place that people talked about school and hospital closures. Now we are racing to keep up with demands for capacity, talent, infrastructure, including housing, affordability, and inclusion. That kind of rapid growth brings challenges. That's why we're centering place. We're committed to being a partner in how we imagine a sustainable, equitable, and prosperous province for everyone who lives here. We're going to do that the way Sean cultivates apples, deliberately, carefully, and with attention to results. We're going to embrace our obligation to be part of making Nova Scotia the best it can be by contributing to issues like labor force development, supply chain management, affordability, effective planning, housing, economic security, and the inclusion of all people, whether those who have lived here for generations or those who have recently arrived. And just as a thriving orchard boasts a multitude of apple varietals, each with its own unique flavor, color, and texture, we will cultivate a vibrant multiplicity of peoples and disciplines. We'll build on and expand our exceptional programs. Those programs enable students to realize their potential and offer leadership in the world as physician assistants, nurses, doctors, mental health specialists, AI engineers, data and computer scientists, lawyers, writers and artists, biovets, engineers, historians and archivists, city planners and architects, social workers, linguists, dentists and dental hygienists, farmers, entrepreneurs and business people, poets, aquaculturalists, civil servants, innovators and scientists, and that is just the beginning of the list. We bring new ideas, new energy, and new talent to this place we call home. We want to be part of helping Nova Scotia through our growing pains and into vibrant communities across the province. Let's help everyone who wants to put down roots here and grow their own orchards. The third core theme is purpose. As a university, we have a strong and unique calling. We cultivate the value of learning, and we inspire curiosity and exploration. Universities were built in response to the human drive to acquire, preserve, and produce new knowledges. We are willing to ask hard questions and look in unexpected directions for new possibilities. Through our many programs, we enable students to chart exceptional paths for their lives that respond to society's needs. University education helps close income inequalities in a world where those are proliferating. We support informed citizenry and effective democracy in an era where geopolitical instability is the order of the day. We offer a wedge against violence and hatred and conflict and war and despair. The research we do has policy impact for local, regional, national, and international challenges, from how we foster healthy populations to addressing the pandemic of loneliness and anxiety. Our expertise in sustainable oceans, climate tech, clean energy, and climate adaptation can be a driving part of the energy transition that will see Nova Scotia leave behind a history constrained by dependence on coal or volatile fuel imports and become leaders in clean energy storage and ocean-linked renewables. We are attracting and raising more investment capital and growing the number of innovation partners in Nova Scotia. Building from fundamental and applied research, we're supporting economic prosperity in its inclusive and fullest sense. I want us to approach this next phase of our time together at Dalhousie not with cautious optimism, but with unbridled joy and connection. We aren't limited by our geographic boundaries. We are limited only by our imaginations. Apples have always been essential for our survival, and like Dalhousie, their skin is full of nutrients. They have evolved with a strong sense of purpose, and they flourish with just the right amount of wildness and chance encounter. We live in extraordinary times with exceptional people in a place that offers foundational strengths and indeed an invitation, indeed essential demand to make things better. And we find ourselves in a moment where so many of us are looking for a renewed sense of purpose and opportunity. And as someone said to me at a reception yesterday afternoon, this is our time. Let's not squander it. Let's return to the apple as a beguilingly simple answer to the question, if you opened up your fridge, seeing what item would make you the most happy. What we know from Helen and Sean and Brian and Sebastian is that each apple is unique and that each reflects a long history of cultivation and experimentation. When we get the question, if we looked at Dalhousie 100 years from now, what would make us the most happy? We might answer, to see flourishing orchards. That will require each of us with our individual talents and skills, and it will require all of us working collaboratively together to accomplish. Every person that is part of the Dalhousie community has a unique contribution to make. Just as we celebrate the lime and grapefruit in a tart Granny Smith, or the sweetness that comes along with a tinge of acidity in a Honeycrisp, we should cherish the diversity of all that we do and of who we each are. I am Kim Brooks. It is an honor to be responsible for the next phase of Dalhousie's contribution to the province, country, and the world with you. Together, I know that as Humphrey's work suggests, we will respect our history by carrying it within us, embracing what is possible, and knowing that new things will emerge. Welcome to the next phase of cultivation at Dalhousie.